Can innovation, collaboration put the special back into the Indo-UK bilateral relationship? I'm going to pose that question to a man who has the answers to that and many more subjects. Dr. R A Mashelkar, President of the Global Research Alliance, and for the uninitiated, the Global Research Alliance, Dr. Mashelkar, correct me if I'm wrong, is a network of publicly funded R&D institutes, Asia Pacific, Europe, the US, and we're talking about a network of, what, 65,000 scientists?
Absolutely.
So, you know the art of collaborating right there in the Global Research Alliance. But today our focus is on whether or not India and the United Kingdom can put some energy back into their relationship, and whether or not innovation is the way to put energy back into the relationship.
Absolutely. You know, they say research converts money into knowledge, but it is innovation which converts knowledge into money. India has been good at research, but not so good at innovation. I was spellbound when Sir Boris, the Vice Chancellor of Cambridge University, made a presentation on the other day in his Circle of Advisors meeting. Myself, Ratan Tata, etc., we are members. On one hand, they have 89 Nobel laureates so far from Cambridge, but on the other hand, the Cambridge Technology Park, where innovation of the highest order takes place, more than 1,500 startups have come up. So many companies over $1 billion, and last year the income levels were $2 billion. So converting knowledge into money, I think they have done it so brilliantly, matching excellence and relevance. I think that's what India can learn from, so as to say, you know, from let's say universities or the innovation ecosystems in UK. But partnerships take place when there is something that each side can offer.
Has to offer.
Right?
So what does India
I'll tell you what exactly it is. It is exactly what the whole world needs today. You know what it is? Affordable excellence. Now you might say, what is it?
Nano
When
innovation.
it is, when you say affordable, you say it can't be excellent. When you say excellent, it can't be affordable. But can we create the magic of creating affordable excellence? You know, the highest quality delivered at affordable prices, because that will do two things. Affordability will bring equity, and excellence will mean competitiveness, so as to say. And I think the two can be brought together, because India has a natural, I would say, flavor and history of affordability, because scarcity and aspiration is a deadly combination which has existed in India for a long time. So they kept on creating very high quality products which are very, very affordable. And by doing what? Not just technological innovation, business model innovation, workflow innovation, system delivery innovation, and so on and so forth. I think Britain can learn a lot from that.
Well, that's an interesting point, Dr. Mashelkar, but let's pause there and I'll ask you a simple question. You know, this kind of collaboration sounds ideal. Is there evidence of it already happening on the ground, or is it just still a concept, a desirable concept, but still a concept?
I would say it's a desirable concept, because what has happened is that we have gone in our own ways, so as to say, trying to create bridges with reference to excellence, but not so much to relevance, and relevance particularly at the base of the pyramid, the middle of the pyramid. We have not addressed the next billion market.
Yes.
Because as poor become low middle class and lower middle class become middle class, a new billion is emerging. But the important thing about that new billion is that it's a billion with aspirations. They don't like low quality goods. They want affordability coupled with excellence. And somehow or the other, that is a missing part, so as to say, in a partnership. And that's a trillions of dollars of market.
So, you know, what are there steps being taken then to rectify this situation? I mean, you know, yes, you refer to the fact that now the Vice Chancellor of Cambridge University has a circle of advisors with people like yourself, Ratan Tata, Deepak Parekh, other academics, government representatives. So in a sense, it gives me, you know, the idea that the gap that you're talking about is slowly going to be addressed. there is that collaboration beginning to happen in a
Indeed.
real sense, but it's still early days.
Indeed, it is still early days, I would say. I think our collaborations are still very conventional with several of the ongoing programs, giving those grand challenges, basically, where the best of minds from, let's say, Cambridge, Oxford, Imperial College, and the top universities from here, as well as top enterprises, they can say, wow, this is a grand challenge which can make a difference to the entire globe, not just to UK and India, and we can together make a difference. I think that spirit we need to kindle, and I'm hoping that tomorrow when we meet, actually we should be able to kindle that spirit.
The other gap is right here in India. You don't see much collaboration between industry and traditional research-focused institutions. And that's not true in other countries. There's, it's a two-way conversation that takes place. I know you've been involved in bridging that gap, but again, who else is following your lead?
Yeah, I think there is a big moment in the country now. I can cite examples after examples of this having been achieved. Previously, there was a particular gap because the academia went for excellence, caring little for the relevance of what they were going to do. And the industry just focused on the immediate market needs and so on and so forth, didn't take a long distance view, but that is changing. Let me just illustrate that by just one example. For example, the foreign universities want to come here. And for a long time, we have been dilly-dallying and so on and so forth. Now the government of India is coming out with the idea. The last week itself, they said, yes, you can create a Section 25 non-profit making company with full autonomy and you can run it the way you like. That's a great news. Now, I already have an example of a Section 25-like structure working. IIT Bombay and Monash University, where every year I spend time as Sir Louis Matheson Distinguished Professor. 4 years ago, we created a Section 25 company. But what is special about that company is that not only does it have autonomy and freedom and so on and so forth, the PhDs that come out, they spend time in both Australia and here, but most importantly, it's a program fully supported by industry, whether it is Reliance, whether it is Infosys, this, that and the other. So what happens, the PhD problems that are taken up are problems which
industry is seeking answers to.
Need to be solved rather than they can be solved, because academics normally go for problems that can be solved. We have to concentrate on programs that need to be solved. So you can see the kind of new,
paradigm emerging.
Paradigm is emerging. And I'm saying that let us multiply these. I think India cannot just give an isolated example of...
and that's indeed the problem, isn't it? I mean, we have lots of compelling isolated examples, but not...
Yes. So here are the models on how that can be basically achieved. Let us multiply that. The important point also is that let us not forget that our first freedom of India came in 1947, political freedom. The second freedom came in 1991, freedom to compete. Till that time, the Indian industry had no reason to do research or innovation because they were so protected and, But now they realize that if they do not innovate, they will perish, so as to say. And you can quite clearly see even the drug industry, drugs and pharma industry getting into new molecule research and so on, which never happened previously. So what is happening now is that they are realizing that in order to do cutting-edge, science-based innovation, they have to partner with scientific institutions and, as a matter of fact, embed that knowledge in creating not just the best practices in technology and innovation, but the next practices, so as to say.
So, one simple question as a final question. What is keeping you personally busy these days?
I chair some 36 let's say committees, commissions, what have you. I'm on several boards, right from Reliance to Tata Motors to Piramal Enterprises and Thamax and so on. I chair a number of innovation councils since you began with innovation. I'm chairman of the National Innovation Foundation for the last 13 years. But after I retired as a DG of CSR and when I got onto the boards, with each of the enterprise with which I am associated, I am creating innovation councils.
Okay.
For example, Reliance has a Reliance Innovation Council, Thermax has Thermax Innovation Council, KPIT Technology has KPIT Technology Innovation Council, which I chair. And these are not innovation councils for lip service. Like, for example, Reliance is one. It has Nobel laureate John Maryland, it has Nobel laureate Bob Grubbs, it had C.K. Prahlad, unfortunately not there anymore. It has George Whitesides, for example, from Harvard. You know, the market cap of his company is $30 billion, besides his being the highest cited scientist. You know, so this is a serious business. So I chair a number of these innovation councils, driving innovation, basically helping drive innovation in enterprises, getting these what I might like to say science-led innovation upfront, because we are very good at business model innovations, system delivery innovations, etc. Science-led innovation, we are not
still
very
lagging
good.
behind.
Yeah. Raman effect was discovered in India, but Raman scanner was discovered in US, not here. I want the Raman scanners to be developed here, and I think the Indo-UK partnership can do that.
On that note, Dr. Mashelkar, thank you for fitting us in to your very busy life.
Thank you.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.